10 a.m. the Superstation of Future Radio. I'm your host, Brother Michael Imhotep. It is Friday, February 19th, 2021. And we are live. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a very, very busy week. And we know in Texas, they're still dealing with a bad storm, even though majority of people have their electricity restored. They still have a number of problems in Texas. So we know aid is being sent to them. So we're praying for those in the state of Texas. Okay, so on today's show, there is going to be a press conference held on Saturday, February 20th, 2021, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's a story from news1.com backed up by a press release from Benjamin Crump's law firm, Ben Crump Trial Lawyer for Justice. And this is involving new developments in the Malcolm X assassination. We know Malcolm X was assassinated February 21st, 1965 at the Audubon Ballroom in Washington Heights, New York area. And there's an article from news1.com dealing with this potential new development. And there is going to be a press conference that is going to take place where they're going to discuss these new developments. So we're going to talk about that on today's show. And then also Prince Markie Dee, one of the co-founders of the Fat Boys, the rap group, the hip hop group, the Fat Boys, and a pioneer of hip hop. He passed away yesterday, age 52. And today is his birthday. He passed away one day before his 53rd birthday. So we'll talk a little bit about Prince Markie Dee as well. A lot of people remember the Fat Boys. Remember them when they came out. They were also in the movie Crush Groove and Body Moving. Sheila E. was in Crush Groove. Run DMC, LL Cool J, all these people were in Crush Groove. So there's a big pouring out of emotion and a big pouring out of condolences to Prince Markie Dee and his family. So there's another hip hop pioneer passing away also. And then February 19th, 1919 was the first Pan-African conference, that took place in Paris, France, okay, organized by Dr. W.E.B. DuBois, okay, and we'll talk a little bit about the first Pan-African conference that took place February 19th, 1919, and they made the mistreatment of African-American World War I soldiers part of their platform, because this was taking place towards the end of, basically after World War I, but the mistreatment of African-American soldiers in World War I, they made that part of their platform. All right, and then we're going to squeeze in this short update dealing with the U.S. Capitol Police. We know that even though the majority of the U.S. Capitol Police, they were outnumbered. January 6th, the insurrection from the Traitor-in-Chief, Benedict Donald. We know even though the majority of them, fought and tried to protect the Capitol, etc., there were a small number who had some questionable actions. So there's an update on that. We'll talk about 6 Capitol Police officers are suspended, 29 others being investigated for alleged roles in riot. So we'll discuss that as well. My online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. You can still register for that. It meets on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do it live. You can watch from around the world. All the sessions are recorded. All the sessions are recorded. So you can go back and watch it over and over again. You don't have to be present to go back and watch it, what have you. Okay. We deal with thousands of years of history, and we deal with what led up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. This on Tuesday, February 23rd, our guest will be Dr. David Imhotep, who wrote the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. Okay. He'll be our guest in our online class. He'll talk about new research. He'll talk about his book, his new book, The First Americans Were Africans, Revisited, that will be out by the end of March 2021. I talked to him again today. So his new book will come out next month. And we're going to have a good class. You don't want to miss it. Okay. This past Tuesday, Sister Nubia Wardford, cultural anthropologist, was our class. We dealt with the origins of ancient Kush, and we dealt with some of the African queens of antiquity. So we posted the link here. You can register. It's regularly $130, on sale $80. There's bonus content you can watch also, or visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa. Understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in schools. A lot of people ask me, what am I doing for African American History Month? This is the main thing I'm doing. I'm teaching. This is a 8-week, 16-hour online course. It's a big time commitment for me. Last time I taught this was 2019. So that's what I'm doing for African American History Month. All right. So there's an article here from newsone.com. I saw it today. I went through, read it a few times, and then I read the press release that's attached to it. And it deals with potentially exposing a conspiracy between the New York Police Department and FBI in the assassination of Malcolm X. And I'm going to show you the title of this article. You can read this yourself, and there's a press release that we'll discuss as well. New evidence regarding Malcolm X's assassination names NYPD, FBI as co-conspirators. New evidence regarding Malcolm X's assassination names NYPD, FBI as co-conspirators. Now, there's a press release that we'll discuss also that goes along with this. And Attorney Benjamin Crump and some co-counsel are going to have a press conference on Saturday, February 20th, to discuss this. One day before Malcolm X's 56th death anniversary, civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump and co-counsels Ray Hamlin and Paul Napoli will hold a news conference on February 20th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to discuss new explosive findings regarding the civil rights icon's murder investigation. Now, Ray Wood was an undercover police officer at the time of Malcolm's assassination. And Ray Wood confessed in a deathbed declaration letter that the NYPD, New York Police Department, and the FBI conspired to undermine the legitimacy of the civil rights movement and its leaders. They conspired, according to this new information that's coming out. Ray Wood, an undercover police officer at the time, confessed in a deathbed declaration letter that the New York Police Department and FBI conspired to undermine the legitimacy of the civil rights movement and its leaders, reads a statement sent to News One. Now, Benjamin Crump, I follow Benjamin Crump on Twitter. I went, and here's a tweet from Ben Crump Law Firm, and then there's a press release attached to it. I read the press release also. We'll talk about the press release as well. Media alert. This tweet is from Friday, February 19th, 1:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2021. Attorney Ben Crump and Reggie Wood to hold news conference on Saturday, February 20th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to deliver new evidence regarding the assassination of Malcolm X. And they're going to deliver this information to his daughters at the Manhattan DA office following a deathbed declaration from Ray Wood, an undercover police officer at the time of Malcolm's assassination. Now, part of the release states, without any training, Ray Wood's job was to infiltrate civil rights organizations and encourage leaders and members to commit felonious acts. Now, we've talked about the counterintelligence program. We see the movie out, Judas and the Black Messiah, about the assassination of Fred Hampton and Mark Clark. And we know that it was the Chicago Police Department, as well as we know the FBI was involved in that as well. We know the counterintelligence program was started August of 1967, engineered by J. Edgar Hoover. And we know there was a concerted effort to infiltrate not just the Black Panther Party for self-defense, not just other civil rights organizations, but to not just Dr. King's movement as well, or his organizations and things like this, but to discredit the entire civil rights movement. Quote, without any training, Ray Wood's job was to infiltrate civil rights organizations and encourage leaders and members to commit felonious acts. He was always tasked with ensuring that Malcolm X's security detail was arrested days prior to the assassination. Okay, he was also tasked with ensuring that Malcolm X's security detail was arrested days prior to the assassination, guaranteeing Malcolm X did not have door security while at the Audubon Ballroom, where he was, assassinated February 21st, 1965. This new evidence, they're going to hold a press conference Saturday, February 20th, one day before the anniversary of Malcolm's assassination, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be tuned in. We will talk about this on our Sunday night show. And there was a concerted effort by the FBI, as well as the CIA, but especially the FBI, to pit different groups of African-American organizations against one another, to pit different factions against each other, so that we will fight one another and then blame one another for their assassinations, things like this. Okay. So, okay, we have a couple minutes before the break. Now, Ray Wood's letter will be read aloud by Reggie Wood, a relative and administrator of his estate, and handed to three of Malcolm X's children, Kabbalah Shabazz, Iyasa Shabazz, and Gamila Shabazz, who will be in attendance. According to the statement, the findings will also be shared with the Manhattan District Attorney. Now, we know Malcolm was only 39 years old when he was assassinated. Dr. King was only 39 years old when he was assassinated as well. Now, while arrests were made in his assassination, questions and conspiracies remain regarding his loss of life. They mentioned the documentary on Netflix, Who Killed Malcolm X. I'm not going to get into that. I had some problems with the documentary. But after the documentary, Who Killed Malcolm X, aired, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office announced it reviewed the case with the possibility to reopen if leads proved sufficient. I think it should say it will review the case. After the documentary aired, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office announced it would review the case with the possibility to reopen if leads prove sufficient. Okay. So we know there were three men who were jailed in the assassination of Malcolm. Talmadge Hare, later known as Mujahid Abdul Halim, admitted he took part in the murder, while two other men, Norman 3X Butler, who later changed his name to Muhammad Abdul Aziz, and Thomas 15X Johnson, who took the name Khalil Islam, maintained their innocence. Now, Muhammad Abdul Aziz, who was Norman 3X Butler, was released on parole in 1985. And Khalil Islam, who was Thomas 15X Johnson, was released in 1987, but died in 2009. Halim was released in 2010. When we come back, we're going to go through the press release, because I read the press release also. And once again, this is if all this turns out to be true, this is an example of how different factions, different groups are pitted together by white supremacy and racism to keep us from uniting, to keep us from fighting. And see, what's important to understand is that before Malcolm left the Nation of Islam, July 31st, 1963, Malcolm sends a letter to the leading civil rights leaders, including Dr. King, the big six African-American civil rights leaders. And he called for a unification of the civil rights leaders and their followers. He was calling for a unification of the civil rights leaders and their followers. He said, we have to find a common solution to a common problem posed by a common enemy. And then when Malcolm leaves the Nation of Islam, Malcolm gets involved in the civil rights movement as well. Okay, so when you read the ballad notice I said read the ballad or the bullet. I ain't say listen to it. Read the ballad or the bullet. And you can read this book here. I know we got to go to break, Shakita, just a second. You read this book here, Malcolm X Speeches, edited with prefatory notes by George Brightman. One of the themes of the ballad or the bullet, and he gave it at least 3 times that I know of: March 29th, 1964, Washington Heights, New York; April 3rd, 1964, Cleveland, Ohio; April 4th, 1964, in Detroit, King Solomon Baptist Church in Detroit. One of the themes of the speech was injecting black nationalism into the civil rights movement. You listen to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation, the Future Radio. I'm Michael Imhotep. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Joel Wilson, President and CEO of JCW Computer Consulting, LLC, a technology implementation firm with over 20 years of satisfying customers. We offer a full spectrum of industry top-tier branded services. We are an authorized partner or reseller for Lenovo, Zoom, T-Mobile, Microsoft 365 and Surface tablets, Google Workspace, Acer, Asus, Samsung, PCmatic security software, and many more. Our online store features laptops, Chromebooks, computers, printers, accessories, and software. Businesses, take advantage of our free 1-hour Zoom tech consultation and know we offer top nationwide high-speed internet service providers, voice over IP, and cellular phone services. Home users, don't miss our current in-stock Chromebook inventory. Please visit us at jcwcc.com or call 215-879-6701.
We all know the cannabis industry is headed toward an uprise in the past decade. What happens when there is a brand that brings this uprise in a blow? The cannabis industry welcomes her uprise. Hustle her hemp. Delivering excellence with pride is her watchword, and how you choose to embrace it makes it a priority. From cultivating rich cannabis into exquisite and tastefully finished CBD products to delivery, Hustle Her Hemp leaves no stone unturned. Hustle Her Hemp's mission is to empower women of color by building business and creating legacies, uniting beauty, health, and business. We are a pure definition of how we want the CBD industry to become in the future. While we are redefining innovation, we bring the same energy to improving the quality of life. Hustle Her Hemp is the new uprise.
For 25 years, the Black History 101 Mobile Museum has carried on the rich legacy of the Black Museum movement in America by showcasing original artifacts of the Black experience at colleges, universities, K-12 schools, corporations, libraries, conferences, and cultural events, making it the most traversed Black History mobile exhibit in American history. Dr. Khalid El Hakim is the founder of the Black History 101 Mobile Museum, and he is a highly sought-after public speaker on topics of Black history, social studies, education, museum studies, hip-hop, and race relations. Dr. Khalid was named among the change makers for NBC Universal's Erase the Hate campaign and listed as one of the 100 men of distinction for Black enterprise. He recently founded the Michigan Hip Hop Archive on the campus of Western Michigan University. The Black History 101 Mobile Museum is currently scheduling in-person and virtual exhibits nationwide. For more information, please contact Dr. Khalid Al-Hakim directly at 313-645-4197, 313-645-4197, or visit their website at blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. That's blackhistorymobilemuseum.com. You can also email him at bhistory101@yahoo.com, bhistory101@yahoo.com.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Kemeticwear.com is the go-to online source for Kemetic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Kemeticwear.com is inspired by KemeticScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at Kemeticwear.com.
Welcome back to the African History Network show right here on 910 AM, the Superstation Future Radio. I'm your host, Michael Imhotep. Now, we have some new viewers. Right now, I'm watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Now, I'm here 6 nights a week, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. And Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Right here on 910 AM, the Superstation, WFDF here in Detroit. If it wasn't for COVID, I would be in the radio station studio right now broadcasting, but we're broadcasting from home. Also on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, and our YouTube channel, Michael Imhotep, IMHOTEP. As I was telling people during the break, if you want to support the African History Network, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, $ the AHN Show through Cash App, and then also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN Show. If you do it through Cash App, make sure you type in $ the AHN Show, because somebody set up a fake African History Network Cash App account, and the handle is similar to mine. And I found out about this past week, so I'm gonna have to take some action on that. And then you can still register for our online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, where they didn't teach you in school. On our Sunday night show, Sunday, February 21st, our guest is going to be Dr. David Imhotep, author of the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. He's going to be my guest on our show this Sunday, okay? All right, so let's get back to this here. So there's an article from newsone.com that deals with potentially new groundbreaking information in the assassination of Malcolm X. We know the anniversary of Malcolm's assassination is coming up February 21st. And this deals with a deathbed declaration by a former New York NYPD officer who accuses the New York Police Department and the FBI of acting as co-conspirators in the assassination of Malcolm X. Now, this article, we got to give her, she has the byline. We got to give our sister credit for this article, Sharice Frazier for newsone.com. All right. So there is a press release here. They show little Candace Owens. Candace Owens was heartbroken that Rush Limbaugh died. Okay, I ain't gonna talk about it. We'll leave that alone. But read the article from newsone.com that deals with Rush Limbaugh's racist and bigoted remarks he's made in the past. So Herschel Walker may have been heartbroken also that Rush Limbaugh died as well. Let's look at this press release here from the Benjamin Crump law firm. So there's a press conference taking place Saturday, February 20th. Okay, hold on. Let me flip over. Do we have the press? Let me flip over here just a second. Saturday, February 20th, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you go to the Ben Crump Law Firm, they probably have the information there. When they air it on, they'll probably air it on Facebook. What I'll do is I'll share it on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network also. I'm trying to pull up the the press release. Hold on. Just 1 second here. Where do we go? All right, let's try this again. I pulled up the press release, but I want to go to it. All right. So this should be it here. There we go. I got about 40 tabs open here in Google Chrome, so you have to bear with me. All right, so press conference. Reggie Wood to deliver new evidence regarding the assassination of Malcolm X to his daughters and the Manhattan DA. Let's try to zoom in on this. Okay. Nationally renowned civil rights attorney Ben Crump and co-counsels Ray Hamlin and Paul Napoli will hold a news conference on February 20th where Reggie Wood, relative of Ray Wood, and Ray Wood was the NYPD officer, will reveal, Reggie Wood, relative of Ray Wood, will reveal evidence of a conspiracy perpetrated by the NYPD, New York Police Department, and the FBI to assassinate civil rights activist icon Malcolm X in February 1965 in Harlem, New York. Okay, is February 21st, 1965, actually. Now, Ray Wood was an undercover police officer at the time for the New York Police Department. He confessed in a deathbed declaration letter that the New York Police Department and the FBI conspired to undermine the legitimacy of the civil rights movement and its leaders. Without any training, Ray Wood's job was to infiltrate civil rights organizations and encourage leaders and members to commit felonious acts. He was also tasked with ensuring, and let me see, let me blow this up anymore. He was also tasked with ensuring that Malcolm X's security detail was arrested days prior to the assassination, guaranteeing Malcolm X didn't have door security while at the Audubon Ballroom, where he was killed February 21st, 1965. The letter written by Mr. Wood will be delivered to three of Malcolm's daughters, Kimala, Iyasa, and Gamila, who will be present at the press conference on Saturday. Reggie Wood, the relative and administrator of Ray Wood's estate, will read the letter to them. So that is an official press release from the Ben Crump law firm. I will be watching this on Saturday. We're going to share this Facebook Live broadcast. Hopefully they do it on Facebook Live. They stream it on Facebook Live. If they do, we'll share this on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network. And we'll take it from there. But many people who studied this have always thought it was the FBI, NYPD that conspired to assassinate Malcolm. Black organizations get blamed for it, but the white hands that are involved in engineering this somehow oftentimes stay clean, don't get talked about a lot. So we'll definitely talk about this on Sunday show. We're on Sunday, 2 hours, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Friday, we're here 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. All right. So I want to go to this next story here because we're only here for an hour. I was on Roland Martin Unfiltered earlier today. I'm a panelist every Friday on Roland Martin Unfiltered. So we did an hour there. We'll share an excerpt on our Sunday show from Roland Martin Unfiltered. So Prince Markie Dee of the Fat Boys, okay? Prince Markie Dee passed away Thursday. We got the news. And I saw him popping up. You know, in the way it is now, I'm just telling you, Hank Aaron died, Cicely Tyson died. You know, I saw, oh my God, I saw today's Smokey Robinson's birthday. I saw a picture of Smokey Robinson pop up on my timeline. I said, oh my God, don't tell me Smokey. Okay, I'm like, oh my God, I got scared. Anytime I see an older African-American entertainer or celebrity, okay, and I see that picture pop up on my timeline on Facebook or something, I automatically get scared. Okay. Oh, don't tell me so and so passed away. All right. So happy birthday to Motown's own Smokey Robinson also. But Prince Markie Dee passed away one day before his 53rd birthday. He turned 53 today. Okay, February 19th. The first article I saw about this, and on Instagram, I saw people posting pictures of Prince Markie Dee. So I thought it was his birthday. That's why they were posting pictures, but he passed away. Prince Markie Dee, member of pioneering 1980s hip hop group The Fat Boys, dead at 52. His name was Mark Anthony Morales, known as Prince Markie Dee from the 1980s hip hop trio The Fat Boys. Morales' manager and friend Louis Gregory confirmed the news Thursday, February 18th, writing on Twitter that the rapper is forever in my heart. Prince Markie Dee, and let's pull up a picture. So on, we post acknowledgments of birthdays. There's some people who don't post the acknowledgement. Herschel Walker's birthday, we ain't gonna post anything for Herschel Walker. Candace Owens' birthday, they do, so we ain't gonna post anything for Candace Owens. Okay, I'm just saying. It's some people may get mad at me, as I ain't post nothing for Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, you can get mad at me if you want to. Okay, it is what it is, and nothing personal, but it's okay. I know somebody gonna get mad at me, but whatever. So. February 19th. He was born February 19th, 1968. Passed away February 18th, 2021. Passed away the day before his 53rd birthday. This is courtesy of the National R&B Music Society, Inc. So we share birthday acknowledgments with them, as well as Soul TV. So we're going to leave this up here while we discuss this. And there's information from USA Today. So Prince Markie Dee was more than a rapper. He was one of my best friends, one of my best and closest friends. Gregory tweeted along with a picture of Morales, his manager and friend, Louis Gregory. Quote, "My heart breaks today because I lost a brother. I always love you, Mark, and I'll cherish everything you taught me. Tomorrow is your birthday. Swing my way, big bro." Okay, swing my way, big bro. Now, Mark Anthony Morales, also known as Prince Markie Dee, would have turned 53 on Friday, February 19th. He was a pioneering member of the rap group, the hip hop group, the Fat Boys, a group that emerged in New York and also included Damon Wembley and Darren Robinson. I remember there was a episode of Unsung on TV One. There's an episode of Unsung on TV One about the Fat Boys. So everybody should check that out. I remember when they came out, we thought it was a joke. I mean, kind of thought it was, we kind of thought it was a joke that what the Fat Boys, in jail without your bail. Okay. I remember listening to that when I was in middle school, In Jail Without Your Bail. And as I said before, when back in the 80s, we're listening to hip hop artists. We listen to Run DMC. We listen to Houdini. We listen to the Fat Boys, LL Cool J. We listen to Curtis Blow, things like this. We never really thought about hip hop artists dying. I mean, maybe being shot, but we didn't think about them dying of heart attacks. We didn't think about them. And the other thing is tripping me out. These gray haired rappers. I'm still not used to that. I'm sorry. I saw a commercial for auto insurance and they had tag team back again. Whoop, there it is. They had and they changed the lyrics to Scoop, there it is, and tag team, and they had gray beards. I'm not used to gray hair rappers. I'm sorry. I'm not. I mean, when you grow up, I remember them in college. You listen to them in college, and then you see them like 30 years later, and they had gray hair and all this stuff. I'm like, whoa. I was like, I'm trying to get used to that. Okay. Yeah, the Sugar Hill Gang, all this stuff. But we did not think about rappers, these hip hop artists that we listen to, we did not think about them dying. I mean, in general, I mean, you know, somebody may get shot or, you know, something like that, but dying of a heart attack, cancer, or whatever. So, all right, let's continue here. So he would have been 53 today. The group, the Fat Boys, was known for beatboxing in their music and for ushering in other hip hop legends like Biz Markie and Dougie Fresh. According to a tribute posted by Sirius XM as host of the Prince Markie Dee show. So he was a radio host on Sirius XM. And this is on LL Cool J's Rock the Bells radio. LL Cool J was in Crush Groove also. Morales, Prince Markie Dee interviewed people like record producer Jermaine Dupri, basketball player Chris Bosh, and singer CeeLo Green. There was a tweet from the station, LL Cool J's Rock the Bells radio, and it said, "Rock the Bells family is heartbroken to learn of the passing of Prince Markie Dee Morales earlier today. That voice and his presence can never be replaced. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his loved ones." So the movie Crush Groove, and they'll probably re-air Crush Groove this weekend on some channel. I'm gonna watch it because I haven't seen the whole thing. Just to not to be superficial, but Sheila E's in it, so hell, I'll watch it anyway. But anyway, it's been a long time since I've seen like the whole movie. You know, I follow Sheila E on Instagram and Facebook. It's been a long time since I've seen the whole movie Crush Groove. We just lost Shabba-Doo, and that's how I found out Shabba-Doo died, because Sheila E posted about it. So I saw it, and you know, it's like when I see if I see a picture of somebody like 50 years old or older, a celebrity on Facebook, black, I'm scared. I'm like, wait, hold on. Is it their birthday or did they die? Okay. So, but we know Shabba-Doo passed away. It's been a number of people that we lost. Cicely Tyson, that was a huge loss right there. Miss Cicely Tyson, 96 years old. Hank Aaron. Okay, so this is the article from USA Today. And let me close this out here. Okay, here's the tweet from Uncle Louis Gregory, his manager and friend. You see some pictures here of Prince Markie Dee, pictures back in the day. Now, Morales also co-founded the production company Soul Conventions, which has produced songs for Mary J. Blige, Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey, Craig Mack. Here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. Right here, the brand new flavor in your ear. And Craig Mack, we know Craig Mack passed away. Craig Mack, unfortunately, he got involved with some religious cult. And also Mark Anthony, okay? He's produced songs for Mary J. Blige, Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey, and Mark Anthony. I remember when Craig Mack passed away a few years ago, because we talked about it. We talked about it on my show. Okay, somebody else passed away, but I mean, whatever. Rush Limbaugh. Okay, so check out this article here from USA Today. Prince Markie Dee, member of pioneering 1980s hip hop group The Fat Boys, dead at 52. All right, written by Charles Trepani for USA Today. Calling number is 313-778-7600. 313-778-7600. I got your email, Dimitri. 313-778-7600 is the calling number if you have a quick question or comment. We have a few minutes left. Let me know if you have any callers, Shakita. Let's go to Brother Ecstasy of Houdini. Yep, there's a lot of them. Yeah, Craig Mack passed away a few years ago. I remember when Craig Mack passed away, because there was a Bad Boy record like reunion, and he didn't want to be part of it. He got caught up. If you Google Craig Mack, he got caught up in some type of religious cult. or something. And yeah, it was yeah. So he wasn't part of that. All right, let's continue. How you doing, Toya? Naki? Everybody share this broadcasting on social media platforms. Invite your friends to tune in also. All right, let's go to this next story here. So February 19th, 1919 was the first Pan-African Congress in Paris, France. Okay. And it was organized by Dr. W.E.B. DuBois. So today's the anniversary of that. We're going to talk about that. There's a article from the Library of Congress, African American History Month, First Pan-African Congress. I looked at some different articles on this. There's one from there's an extensive one from blackpast.org. Blackpast.org has 6,000 pages of articles dealing with African history and African American history. Blackpast.org, P-A-S-T. But if we look at this here dealing with the Pan-African Congress, and somebody says we need a new one. So, Dr. W.B. Du Bois talked about the problem of the 20th century would be the color line. Okay. And he famously, Dr. W.B. Du Bois famously wrote in To the Nations of the World, he said this, that the biggest problem of the 20th century would be the color line. And this was the culminating address of the Pan-African Conference held in 1900 in London. The Pan-African Conference held in 1900 in London, and issued by the gathering of prominent Black leaders from America, the West Indies, and Africa. The address served as a cautionary yet aspirational statement. Racism was a problem, but one the 30 delegates hoped to remedy as a new century dawned. We haven't remedied it yet, and is not just it's beyond the color line. It's racism. Is beyond the color line. Racism is a system of advantage and privilege distributed based upon races. We've been talking about this past week in these stories. Yesterday we dealt with Herbert Washington, the African American McDonald's franchisee who owns 14 McDonald's. He used to own 27, and he filed a lawsuit this week alleging discrimination against McDonald's and alleging how they discriminated against African American franchisees and locked them out of being able to allegedly buy franchises in more affluent areas, and how they're relegated to areas that are more crime ridden and areas in low income African American neighborhoods, things like this. And go watch the show from our Thursday show from February 20th. Okay. Then also Wednesday we dealt with the story of the African American couple who said that when their appraisal on their house in California increased by $500,000 when they had their white female friend pretend to be the owner of the house as opposed to African Americans being the owners of the house. Okay, that ties into intergenerational wealth accumulation, intergenerational wealth. We also talked about the segregation tax dealing with home ownership and how African American homes are valued at $156 billion less than comparable white homes. Okay, which then also ties into a wealth gap and reducing intergenerational wealth that we can pass on to future generations. So, The African History Network on Facebook, The African History Network on Facebook, and also on YouTube. Michael Imhotep, IMHOTEP. On YouTube, you can we rebroadcast these shows throughout the day. We have them archived, and they're in audio podcast format also. Wherever you get your audio podcast from, search for The African History Network Show, The African History Network Show, or go to our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, and click on listen to podcasts. Be sure to download the iHeartRadio app. You can listen to 9:10 a.m. Superstation WFDF on the iHeartRadio app, and search for the African History Network Show on iHeart, because we have our own separate page there for the African History Network Show. They have, I think, about 300 of my podcasts there. Okay, so let's continue. So the conference was the first toward not only uniting the global black diaspora, but also establishing a black internationalism that would come into its own in the years after World War II. The burgeoning political movement played a critical role in dismantling European colonialism in Africa and Asia. All right. So, I mean, the Pan-African, I remember reading about this back at Wayne State University in Africana Studies classes, the Pan-African Congress, and Dr. W.E.B. DuBois. Okay, so in February 1919, nearly 2 decades after the 1900 conference that took place in London, the first Pan-African Congress took place. And once again, Dr. W.B. DuBois was at the center of its proceedings. It was held adjacent to the Paris Peace Conference. The meeting convened to create a lasting peace following the Great War, okay, as World War I was originally called the Great War because they didn't know it was going to be a World War II. So World War I was called the Great War. The Pan-African Congress attempted to secure a place for peoples of African descent within the New World Order. Now, the Library of Congress online exhibition, Echoes of the Great War, American Experiences of World War I, provides the insights into the 1919 Congress, which in many ways served as a model for future Congresses as a forum for uniting the global Black diaspora and as a means for setting a course for Black internationalism. Dr. W.B. DuBois traveled to France in December 1918 as a representative of the NAACP, confident that the Paris Peace Conference provided the idea setting for a parallel gathering of Black dignitaries from around the world to discuss the international problem of racism. The international problem of racism. Dr. W.B. DuBois wrote to the NAACP's board. He said, quote, "Every attempt must be made to present the case of the darker races of the world to the enlightened public of Europe. Every attempt must be made to present the case of the darker races of the world to the enlightened public of Europe." I don't know how much enlightened they were. I mean, keep in mind, if it had not been for the African Moors bringing Europe out of the Dark Ages, they'd probably still be in the Dark Ages. Just come on. So, with the help of French parliamentarian and Senegalese native Blaise Diagne, I'm not exactly sure I pronounced that last name, DuBois hastily arranged the Congress. Unfortunately, few African representatives could attend because colonial governments refused to allow them passage to Paris, France. Numerous African Americans similarly failed to make the trek since the U.S. government blocked their attempts to reach the French capital. Undaunted by this, DuBois, Diagne, and 55 other participants from 15 nations gathered in Paris, France, over 3 days in February 1919. Now, 1919 is the same year of the Red Summer of 1919, which is after World War I ends, and these white men come back home, and a lot of the jobs they left behind were being filled by African Americans who migrated up north from the South and immigrants who were here. And this explodes in racial explosions across the country. There were over 25 major race riots across the country in 1919, especially the summer of 1919. And you had white people attacking African Americans. You had us fighting back and shooting back because when these brothers come back home from World War I, you had a concept called the New Negro, and we were saying it was a new sense of pride that we had, and they were called race men. These were men who were proud of their race and fighting for their race. And these brothers came back home and they said, we want all of our rights now. We want first-class citizenship. We want all of our rights now. We're not going to deal with the Jim Crow and segregation that we were dealing with. We fought for this country. We bled for this country. We died for this country. We want all of our rights now. Okay. And that's right. The Spanish flu pandemic, as well, 1918. Okay. Also, you have that taking place, the year before, and then you have a little bit, of it left over. You have that going into 1919 also, but the Spanish flu pandemic, 1918, and, 675,000 Americans died. Estimates are between 50 million to 100 million worldwide died. Estimates between 50 million to 100 million worldwide. But 675,000 Americans died from the Spanish flu pandemic. So all this is, you see this chronology of history, all this is connected. And these brothers are going to use the military skills that they learned in the military and in combat. They're going to use those skills to protect their communities, okay, from domestic terrorists trying to attack us. I've done a whole presentation dealing with black migrations. I deal with the Red Summer. My presentation on black migrations, 1619 to 2019, I deal with the Red Summer. Okay, so the largest cohort include of delegates there to the Pan-African Congress. The largest cohort included African Americans such as DuBois and activist Rayford Logan and Addie Waits Hunton. The debates that unfolded were far from revolutionary and in many ways reflected both the diffuse nature of Black internationalism and the Western biases of DeAhNchow and DuBois. As a member of the French Parliament and a beneficiary of colonialism, DeAhNchow carefully avoided critiquing imperial France in any meaningful way. Educated in America and Germany, DuBois had absorbed Western thought in regard to Africa, and he never really, early on, and he never really pushed for the full autonomy of African colonies. Instead, he believed they needed Western guidance to bring them to political maturity. The system that emerged from the Paris Peace Conference reflected much the same view in that it failed to grant full autonomy to several former colonial states. Okay. So read the rest of this here. This is at loc.gov, blogs.loc.gov. This is written by Wendy Maloney. This is a guest post by Ryan Reft. This is a guest post by Ryan Reft, a historian in the manuscript division. It coincides with the 100-year anniversary this month of the Pan-African Congress. Now, this is from February 19th, 2019, that this article is from. This is at the Library of Congress website. Blackpast.org also has a extensive article dealing with the Pan-African Congress, and they look at a number of them. Not just, they look at basically all of them. They look at it from 1900. They look at the Pan-African Conference and then the Pan-African Congress. They look at it from 1900 to about 1945. Okay, so check that out at blackpast.org. All right, look, we're out of time here on 910 AM Superstation WFDF. Those watching on Facebook and YouTube, keep watching. We're going to keep broadcasting for a few more minutes. We'll get to this last story. Be sure to register for my online course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. We'll post a link here. And it's also at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. As soon as you register, you can watch the class from this past Tuesday. And our next class, Tuesday, February 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our guest speaker will be Dr. David Imhotep, author of the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. Okay, we'll deal with the African presence in the Americas going back tens of thousands of years, and including this land going back, that we call the U.S., going back at least 51,700 years ago. We're out of time here. Right now, it's correct. Wrong behavior is not over till we win. Wakanda forever. Stay tuned for Patrick Greg Davis. We'll talk to you all Sunday. Peace. All right, stand by. Okay, we're going to get to this last story, and then I've got to get out of here. It's been a long week, been a long day. All right, also, you can support the African History Network, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, $, the AHN Show through Cash App, and also through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN Show. That helps us stay on the air 6 days a week, keep broadcasting, pay some of the bills, finance the show, etc. All right, I want to get to this last story here, okay? This last story deals with the Capitol, the insurrection, the Capitol riots, right?
Hi, I'm Joel Wilson, President and CEO of JCW Computer Consulting, LLC, a technology implementation firm with over 20 years of satisfying customers. We offer a full spectrum of industry top-tier branded services. We are an authorized partner or reseller for Lenovo, Zoom, T-Mobile, Microsoft 365 and Surface tablets, Google Workspace, Acer, Asus, Samsung, PCmatic security software, and many more. Our online store features laptops, Chromebooks, computers, printers, accessories, and software. Businesses, take advantage of our free 1-hour Zoom tech consultation and know we offer top nationwide high-speed internet service providers, voice over IP, and cellular phone services. Home users, don't miss our current in-stock Chromebook inventory. Please visit us at jcwcc.com or call 215-879-6701.
We all know the cannabis industry is headed toward an uprise in the past decade. What happens when there is a brand that brings this uprise in a blow? The cannabis industry welcomes her uprise. Hustle her hemp. Delivering excellence with pride is her watchword, and how you choose to embrace it makes it a priority. From cultivating rich cannabis into exquisite and tastefully finished CBD products to delivery, Hustle Her Hemp leaves no stone unturned. Hustle Her Hemp's mission is to empower women of color by building business and creating legacies, uniting beauty, health, and business. We are a pure definition of how we want the CBD industry to become in the future. While we are redefining innovation, we bring the same energy to improving the quality of life. Hustle Her Hemp is the new uprise.
W.E.B products are a collection of natural, organic, personal care products with an appreciation of nature and bees. Our philosophy is without bees, we have nothing. We are honoring our Nile Valley ancestors who understood the importance of bees. W.E.B created a high-quality, natural, organic personal care line that would be affordable to everyone. We hope you try and enjoy our W.E.B products line and come back and visit us at blackbeesproducts.com.
With blackbusinesstee.com, the messages are clear and meaningful. Keep your business in the black and out of the red. Mind your black business, know your numbers, and plan strategically. Black Business Boss, lead your industry. Support black business. Encourage, patronize, and uplift one another. BlackBusinessTea.com currently has products sold in Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, and Los Angeles, with proceeds returned to the black community. They have a wide selection of hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, hats, sweatshirts that support black-owned businesses. Visit the website blackbusinesstee.com. That's blackbusinesstee.com.
And there's an update here, a story from CNN. I've heard some things about this. 6 Capitol police officers suspended, 29 others being investigated for alleged roles in riot. Okay, alleged roles in riot. Let's pull this up here. So we know that they're going to, pretty sure there are going to be some charges coming with some of the actions. The few there's of the officers of the Capitol Hill police officers that were there. Most of them did the best they could. They were understaffed. They were overmatched. They were understaffed. But there was some that had some questionable behavior. Some had some questionable behavior. So 6 U.S. Capitol police officers have been suspended with pay, and 29 others have been placed under investigation for their actions in the June 6th riot. A department spokesman said Thursday. Quote, Acting Chief Yogananda Pittman has directed that any member of her department whose behavior is not in keeping with the department rules of conduct will face appropriate discipline. Okay, so you know that's a sister. She was like the next in line to become chief when the previous chief resigned behind the insurrection that took place. So let me pull this up here. Okay. How you doing? Who we have? Excalibur. Okay, how y'all doing? Okay, so this is from CNN.com. Okay, so CNN reported in January that the U.S. Capitol Police had placed at least 10 officers under investigation, and 2 others had been suspended. Now, one of the suspended officers took a selfie with someone who was part of the mob that overtook the Capitol, according to Representative Tim Ryan, a Democrat from Ohio. Another wore a Make America Great Again hat. Another wore a Make America Great Again hat and started directing people around the building. Representative Tim Ryan, Democrat from Ohio, said. Now, last month in January 2021, Pittman said the department, quote, has been actively reviewing video and other open source materials of some U.S. Capitol Police officers and officials that appear to be in violation of department regulations and policies. The suspensions and investigations come at a time of internal turmoil at the department as officers continue to grapple with the insurrection that led to the death of Officer Brian Sicknick. Members of the Capitol Police issued a vote of no confidence in the U.S. Capitol Police top leaders earlier this month. Now, at least 7 officers in 5 other departments across the country have come under internal investigation. At least 7 officers in 5 other departments across the country have come under internal investigations as their presence in Washington, D.C. during the assault comes to light through social media and other means. Okay, so you have 7 officers. I think it needs to be more. I think we need to put a 0 behind that 7, but we'll see. I think you're gonna find there's gonna be a whole lot more that get investigated and they found wrongdoing. Now, once again, if they just went to the White House, the rally at the White House, we don't like it, but that's protected by First Amendment speech. If they went to the rally at the White House, the insurrection was a mile away at the U.S. Capitol building. Okay, if they went to the rally at the White House, we don't like it, but it's a you can attend a rally. That's not where the crimes were committed. They lied. I mean, the people giving speeches, Donald Trump Jr., Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump, they were lying in many of their statements that they made and claiming the election was stolen. No, it wasn't stolen. You just lost. Trump then directed thousands of people to go down the street to the U.S. Capitol building, which is about a mile away. That's where the insurrection took place. And they didn't have a permit, as the interview that I played earlier in the week from Representative Benny Thompson, who chairs the Homeland Security Committee, the House of Representatives Homeland Security Committee. And he's suing Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, the Proud Boys, and the Oath Keepers. The NAACP filed a lawsuit on his behalf. And one of the things he said was Trump sent them to the U.S. Capitol and to the U.S. Capitol building, and they didn't have a permit to rally at the U.S. Capitol. Okay? So that's illegal right there. Then you have trespassing. Then you have destruction of property. Then you have death threats on members of Congress and possibly staff members, all different types of things like this. All right. So one officer in New York, going back to the article from CNN, one officer in New York, one in Philadelphia, 2 in Seattle, 2 in Virginia, and 1 in Texas are under investigation by their departments for potential rules violations. Additionally, some departments have been contacted by the FBI as part of their criminal investigation into the overrunning of the Capitol. The number may grow as investigators and the public sift through social media and lodge allegations that officers may have been involved in the siege. Okay, the number may grow as investigators and the public sift through social media and lodge allegations that officers may have been involved in the siege, okay, at the U.S. Capitol building, which is illegal, an attempted overthrow of the government. So check this out from CNN.com. We'll post a link here. 6 Capitol police officers. So I hate this. 6 Capitol police officers suspended, 29 others being investigated for alleged roles in riot. This is written by Whitney Wild and Paul LeBlanc for CNN, February 18th, 2021. So follow that story as well. All right. If you visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, you can register for the online course that I teach, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. So if you it's right on the home page of our website. When you go to our website and you scroll down, you'll see information about my show, the African History Network show, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time, Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. You see me there in the studio. It's been a long time since I've been in the studio. It's been about a year, I think, something like that. Read articles by Michael Imhotep. Click here. You can read articles that I've written. We have information about the online course. So Dr. David Imhotep, author of The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence, will be our guest speaker in the class on Tuesday, February 23rd. And then click right here for register here. Then it takes you to the next page. You have information about the course. Click right here for enroll. So it's on sale $80, regularly $130. Click right there for enroll. And it takes you to the next, and you just follow the steps, okay? This probably doesn't work trying to watch it on a cell phone. You can if you have a more advanced cell phone, because I could watch it on mine. I was helping somebody. I spent an hour doing a tech support, actually about an hour and a half, doing tech support today for avid viewer and somebody that wanted to participate in the class, and then found out they were trying to watch it on a cell phone. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, so they have to upgrade their phone or something, but we'll get them going. But they're enthusiastic. But I was just after about an hour and a half or something, I realized, okay, wait a second, you trying to watch this on a cell phone. I thought you were on a computer. So doing tech support today. Also at our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. You know, this past week, what was it? This past Tuesday, I did a African American History Month presentation for BASF, for the African American employee organization for BASF Corporation here in Michigan. So they had me do a presentation for them. So when you scroll down here, we have the information for the show. For the online course. Then I will be a panelist for Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, the Lambda Rho Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So those are our sisters. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. They have a Let's Celebrate Black History panel discussion that I will be on. That's me right there. That's what I look like in a suit. 7 p.m. Wednesday, February 24th, 2021, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's free to attend, okay? So these are some of the panelists here. It's going to be good. Now, it's not going to be good because I'm on a panel, but it's going to be good. I'm just saying, okay. But anyway, it's going to be good. It's a free event. Click right here to register. And you can register for it. It's free. They are accepting donations because they need your support. And it's on Zoom. Okay, so it's a virtual Black History Month, African American History Month celebration, panel discussion. One of the things I'll talk about are the origins of African American History Month and Dr. Carter G. Woodson, because we can't talk about Black History Month without talking about Dr. Carter G. Woodson. It's like cornflakes without the milk. You can't do that. All right. So we'll do that. And they also have a poetry night, a virtual poetry night coming up in March. So you'll find out more about that as well when you attend this event, and they are accepting donations for that. So Sister Marnice Jackson of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated invited me to be on the panel. So shout out to Marnice Jackson, my favorite Zeta in the whole wide world. All right. So we'll see you. So register for that, and we'll see you all this Wednesday, February 24th. And then we'll be back here at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesday for the African History Network show. All right. Well, look, we'll be back Sunday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, February 21st. We'll talk about the press conference dealing with new explosive, potentially explosive revelations in the assassination of Malcolm X. And then we'll be joined by Dr. David Imhotep, author of the book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. He'll be my guest. Sunday, we'll talk about we'll talk about his new book coming out. We'll talk about some of the information he's going to cover in my Tuesday online course as well. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa. Understanding the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. All right. So look, we have to get out of here. Remember, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And we will talk to you Sunday night. Peace. All right. And everybody, those in Texas, stay safe as well. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.
With blackbusinesstee.com, the messages are clear and meaningful. Keep your business in the black and out of the red. Mind your black business. Know your numbers and plan strategically. Black Business Boss, lead your industry. Support black business, encourage, patronize, and uplift one another. Blackbusinesstee.com currently has products sold in Detroit, Atlanta, Chicago, and Los Angeles, with proceeds returned to the black community. They have a wide selection of hoodies, t-shirts, mugs, hats, sweatshirts that support black-owned businesses. Visit the website blackbusinesstee.com. That's blackbusinesstee.com.
Do you have an idea or business that requires app development, or thinking of moving your IT resources to the cloud? We have post-paid and profit-sharing plans for unique ideas or profitable businesses. Who can take advantage of this unique program? Entrepreneurs with unique ideas, startups, small to medium businesses. Contact us 267-209-0352.
Visit nomadicsystems.net, nomadicsystems.net today. Intuitive Design Clothing is an online accessory store that sells one-of-a-kind signature statement pieces for men and women. They also specialize in fashion consultations, closet organization, and decorating small spaces. Are you looking for a statement piece for a special affair, or would you like to add some select pieces to your ensemble of accessories? If you're looking for something different, definitely contact Kathy Norman, owner and CEO of Intuitive Design Clothing. Visit their website, intuitivedesignClothing.com. That's intuitivedesignClothing.com, and you can email her at info@intuitivedesignClothing.com. Intuitive Design Clothing is where every entrance is a grand entrance. Soul Natural Beauty Products offers organic, plant-based skin and hair care products that will rejuvenate skin and naturally grow and thicken hair. Their whipped shea butter can heal or restore damaged skin cells to prevent hyperpigmentation and skin breakouts. All products are made with organic plant-based ingredients. Their maximum hair growth oil is fortified with organic herbal extracts and undeniably proves that Mother Nature knows best. It thickens, lengthens, softens, and conditions all types of hair. They even guarantee hair improvement within 90 days or a full refund. Their all-natural 24-hour deodorant leaves the body smelling fresh without sweating for up to 24 hours. It does not stain fabric, goes on smoothly, and has a refreshing lavender and frankincense aroma. It can be used by men, women, and even children. Place your order today at soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com. That's soulnaturalbeautyproducts.com, and follow them on Facebook at Soul Natural Beauty Products. Yaya Rule is a line of African print-inspired apparel catered to the black community. The pieces include t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, jackets, dresses, skirts, activewear, bags, and other accessories and home decor. This brand offers a revived way for men and women to wear their black pride and honor their African heritage anywhere at any time. This apparel line is for anyone, whether you are working in the corporate world, are an entrepreneur, or an artist. Their selection will allow you to casually let your pride shine or dress it up as wanted. It is for those who have already embraced African fabrics and for those who are just getting introduced to them. Reclaim and experience a part of our culture with rich and colorful African prints. The clothing line and the accessories are available right now starting at $17.99. For more information on the new items and accessories, visit yayarule.com.
Are you getting ready for fall or winter? We have the solution for all seasonal clothing needs. Kemeticwear.com is the go-to online source for Kemetic African fashion and lifestyle products with a contemporary twist. We're committed to offering unique styles reflecting our African heritage. Kemeticwear.com is inspired by KemeticScribes.com to influence our people in learning and showing pride. Please visit our website at Kemeticwear.com.
Have you tasted the world-famous No Frowny Brownie yet from the Pink Bakery? If not, what are you waiting for? They are vegan, gluten-free, and free of the big 8 allergens. While eating their No Frowny brownies, the fabulous Miss Tabitha Brown said they were very good. Very good. And you know, if she says that, they are. The Pink Bakery is the first black-owned, Big 8 allergen-free baking mix company. Go to thepinkbakery.com. That's the Pink